What's going on, everyone? I am me, you're you, and welcome to Astroneer. So, I've been watching a few people on YouTube play this game recently, and I was looking for something new to play, so I figured I'd give it a try. I've played probably 2 or 3 hours on it, and I quite enjoy it, I quite like it. So I figured I'd do a couple videos on this. So let's go ahead and go straight into it. So, if you've never seen Astroneer before, it's kind of like an exploration game, and you get to build stuff at the same time. It's also very relaxing. It's probably one of the most relaxing games I've ever played. Just the atmosphere, the sound, the simplicity. It's very nice. So, let's go ahead and build something. To build something, we need resources. To get resources, we go around with this thing in our hand, which is, you know, I forgot what it's called. A terraformer? No, it's not a terraformer. Well, a big thing in our hand, basically. And we use that to collect basically everything. Or at least, everything I've come across so far. As I say, I've only played 2 or 3 hours in this. I've not come across everything you can use yet. So, the first thing we are going to make is a solar panel for our backpack. So to get to our backpack, we press Q, and then you'll see here we can make like a solar panel for our backpack. So we click that, and then give it a second, and now we have a solar panel on our backpack. So we don't need to stay connected to this thing, which is what gives us oxygen and power. Speaking of oxygen, there's another thing we need to make at some point. Basically, you see this sort of like blue rope, wire, tether sort of thing. That is giving us oxygen and power. When we're not connected to it, we are not getting oxygen or power. There's a lot to explain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish off collecting all this stuff, and then we are going to go and build a base module, and you'll see what one of those are in a minute. This is kind of like a mini tutorial now that I think about it. Now I'm just trying to explain to you what's actually going on. Yeah. Okay, so we found compound. What we need to find now is resin. Let's see if we can find some more compound. That over there is energy. This is still more compound. This might take a minute. Hang on. Ah, I found resin. It's over here. Okay, so what we can do with resin is, well, it's another resource, basically. We can use it to build stuff. Okay, and what we can do now is build a base module. So you'll see it says, extend here. You see this little thing following me. Basically, you can click on that, and then it does that. And then if you click on that, then it adds resin to it, and it makes a thing. Right? And then, if we get 2 more resin, which I think we do, it does that. And then, we can make all sorts of different things, like a printer, a research thing, smeltery, vehicle bay, and that's all we've got so far. And, well, that's all there is to explain for that part. That's how you sort of, like, build your base, basically. So what we are going to make is a research thing, because we have enough compound for it already, which is useful. So if you see that, I put the resources on there, then click this big button here, and it makes a thing, which is always nice. Cool. Okay then. Okay, so, as you can see, now it says no power. Later on down the line, we can build a solar panel or wind turbine for this, so it can generate its own power. But for the moment, we need to give it power. And as I mentioned earlier, there's power over there. But that's a bit far away. So what we can do is make tethers. And what tethers do is they give you an extended line of oxygen, basically, so you can go further out. So as you can see, the oxygen line is sort of being extended by the tethers, so they can go further out to over here, without needing to worry about oxygen. What I quite like is that you get quite a few as well. Okay, let's harvest some energy. Now, the thing is, I think all that energy I just harvested went to powering up my backpack, which is kind of awkward. So we need to find some more somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Oh, I've got power right here. Okay, now we've got a bit of power. And you can see it's getting powered up. Now we need something to actually research. Now, I noticed that there's a thing over here. And usually you can research those things. So let's go have a look. Oh, there's actually quite a few things here. Okay, so let's see what there is. We have to dig it out. So that's nothing. What about this? Also nothing. This? Nothing. But what about this? Aha! We can research this. And then we can put it on there. And then we can click a button. So, what researching does is it basically unlocks new stuff for you. It's kind of like a potluck kind of thing. So you'll see now we just researched a fuel condenser. So now we can use whatever a fuel condenser is. I don't actually know what one is, I'll be honest. But we can make it now. Yeah, it unlocks new stuff. That's what research does. And that's a dust storm. They can be very deadly, so we need to get inside our pod very quickly before we get hit by something. Get in! Oh, we're safe. We're good. We're fine. We're safe. We're safe. Look at all that dust. Now, if you watch very carefully, something might fly by in a minute. Ah, here's a bunch of stuff rolling past now. So, if you see all the stuff going by the screen, basically, if any of that hits you, then you respawn. Yeah. So, you have to be very careful with the dust storms. Make sure you're in cover. Okay, I think it's passed. Cool. Okay, I think that we can leave it there for today's video. Depending how I want to edit this, it might be quite a short video, and I apologise for that, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. So, on that note, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.